Well, guys, this recording. Well, I just want to say that the heaviest thing that I have to talk about, and I've got 4 children, and I never talk about heavy subjects, even though I may disagree with them and stuff. I've been doing a few skin treatment things on my face, so you might see some blotching and stuff. Just parked outside here, just got to pay, so I'm going in to treat myself for a nice East Indian cuisine from India-style cooking, authentic Indian cookers here. And it's a great little restaurant. And I'm just torn apart, so I'm looking for this really good, loving meal to just, you know what I mean. Left the spirits to feed me properly and stuff. I've been talking to different people. One in particular, old chap friend from my heart, and he's asking more serious questions. Like, he even asked me straight up. He said, he goes, "So are you prophesizing?" And I said, pretty much right off the bat, I don't know if it was no or absolutely not or what, but it really is absolutely not. I said to him that everything that I'm teaching is either going to be visible, hearable, so audible, and yeah, and I bet you a lot of people can be a lot more closer tapped and, visual. I don't even know what I said there, but everybody will be able to connect. Like, if I'm connecting in a certain way, like through a visual, and I'm saying, look, it's right here in this video, you kind of put this together or something like that, and I'm doing that. And I put that much into it, and I'm not just going, oh yeah, there's someone in there somewhere like this. Because in so many of my Prime videos, there is just so many someones, one to more, in many, a lot of people stand behind that. Like, very strongly stand behind that, a lot of people. Because some people take the time out to actually really get into specific channels. And I've got, probably 2 dozen, maybe 5 dozen of those kind of people. Some of them can only fit it in so much on their schedule, but it's like when they come to the computer, I come up first, they go through me, then they go to the next. There's been a number of people giving me this impression, and if you're not doing it that way, then you should be, because not to say other people don't show you a lot of stuff that you can see, but I've gotten so many comments because of how I explain things and so on and so forth through dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of videos explaining different elements you kind of try to get into understanding to get closer and closer. And people grasp to that. Like, I had a question just the other day, or a comment the other day, oh Ian, I didn't know you're injured, I hope you feel better and stuff, and I appreciate all that. And it's like I've talked about it many times. My injury is my hyperacusis and my tinnitus, and I also have in neck and shoulder injury that really does keep me from doing much for physical. Even in this bent over position that I happen to have found right here, I am on a slope. But the one thing that is going on is everything is, I think, going to be in that direct spot. Even the little, because say if I'm like 90-degree angle here, then I just do an ever so slightly turn, like 3 degrees that way. And I think that's what I had found. And so I'm not doing much of a pressure, and I'm sharing it on my head, which is a nice thing that I'm able to do that now. 5 years ago, two of them looked over this way, so then they had to rev them even louder, right? Oh, a guy with a beard. Older van. He must like us. This is a biker. Anyways, so whatever. So just some of my situation is tearing me apart inside. Decided I want to try expressing this a little bit more and stuff, so you guys realize, like, I can do this battle better. And I just need better medicine. Like, going to get a real good meal is not something I get to do every day. Going to get this kind of a meal, honestly, I don't know if I do it once a week anymore. Because that's just how finances work. Everybody knows the cost of living went up. I went up in a cost of living for this. And which I'm doing awesomely. I did a fill-up on it, $133. And I'm still, between somewhere quarter to a half a tank. Probably closer to a half a tank. So let's say 3/8 of a tank or so. Anyways, and yeah, this is me. Oh. But the awesome thing I do also want to share, not to say all this conversation is awesome, really. My youngest son, big vacation, they all just went on a big family vacation. And so that's one of the things that kind of breaks my heart, you can imagine. My family doesn't watch this, so whatever. Some of my sisters, maybe, I don't know, but I mean, like, my kids and stuff don't watch this ever, so it's what it is. But it really breaks my heart. And this family started tradition that we started before I was out the door, and they continue it on. So that's, awesome for them. And, a little bit of a broken heart, that's all. Anyways, I wanted to say, but the youngest in that group of 4, my youngest son there, 20-year-old boy, pretty cool kid. He's much a different person than my 23-year-old son. 23? Yeah. And so it's interesting, it's cool like that, just like my daughters are a lot different. Anyways, so that's, seasoning, I guess. My son, 20-year-old, Gooey, Yusuf. He is an awesome kid. Really appreciate him so much. I was dropping him off on whatever Thursday it was there, and I said to him, you're going on your vacation and there's lots of stuff, you're in prime place up there and you got some of your younger cousins, whatever, going on. And I said, you're with me. Like, whatever I said, I basically got him to tell me his 100 final, truthful, feeling answer. And part of the thing was, we were talking about the mirrors. And he looked over at his mirror, and I said, do you remember I showed you the picture of the one in my mirror? I said, that picture, the directions of all the clawing, scratching on the mirror is going one way. And these ones you're looking at right now are going a different way, Yusuf, too. So, it's, how the sun's hitting and the angularness of the cut. So if the cut was totally 90-degree angle with the pane of glass, and they're all up and down, but now say you still do up and down, but you go on a 30-degree angle, and so on and so forth. The way the sun will hit those, because they're going so slight, so they're just cutting in. So what because on that is a coating on the back, yes, I believe, with the glass. So it's a glass with a coating, a mirror, whatever on the back, something. And they're just lightly cutting into the glass. And it's going to reflect off still through there backwards differently in different angles and stuff like that. So that's what we're getting to study together. That kid has kind of come to that conclusion in, that was one of the things that we were just... So I said to him, I said, what, and, he's such... it irritates me. He knows that. But he's one of these guys who says a joke almost every time and stuff, like silly jokes. And he knows that irritates me, especially on the real big times. And he gave me no feedback with some kind of a joke. He skipped it with the joke and said his little thing or whatever type thing. We talked for a second more or whatever type thing. And I said said it again or whatever again, another reflection on it. And he said, yeah, like, I know there's stuff going on, Dad. Basically, is that what he said. He's come to the knowledge of realizing that he doesn't have to vouch for me. He'll vouch for what he wants to. If he's talking with buddies, he'll be going, I'm serious, you should look at the mirrors. Right? He'll be that in-depth on that in particular thing. My face-to-face, he'll be in-depth. I'm sure he's willed himself up to it to some extent. Like, there's something going on, guys. Like this. But has he ever brought it up? So they're going, holy cow, one night, and they're just sitting there gaming all night, and then all of a sudden they decide to get on their eyes onto that, and he'll be doing it. And I guess that's kind of stuff is what picks me up, is knowing some of us are going to be carrying on, I hope. Because there's nobody doing this. I am not a prophet. I am not prophesizing. I am sharing information that somehow I'm a guy that gets to say maybe the largest fragments of the full, complete subject to age, to this day in time. Maybe I'm the guy who's gotten to say the largest reflective, understanding fragments of what's really going on out here on Earth's surface. And it doesn't have to do with outer space. There is nothing that is unidentified unidentified phenomenon, aerial phenomenon, UFO phenomenon, coming in from out of our space, whatever that is, shield. There's nothing coming in there. Elon Musk, when he's talking seriously, and a couple of his things, he goes, there's no evidence showing anything. Like, there isn't anything that helps make that real. And he says it hasn't happened yet, is what he says. And I can say I'm in agreement with that, and you can go, and that's fine. But I say it because of what I've experienced. And if you experienced what I've experienced, like fold over fold, I have experienced compared to you, who is listening to me right now. Or there's guys that can have some kind of the same experiences, but a grander experience in some of my experiences, women and guys, can they? Yeah. But I'm saying if you take your pile, put it beside my pile's going to be grander than your pile. That's what I'm kind of saying. And I'll have any kind of discussion on what my stuff is with you, whoever you are, that has some oomph, and ask me whatever questions come to mind. If I can't answer it, I say I can't answer that. If I can answer it, and I will answer so many, I'll be answering off of what people understand as UFOs or a glowing phenomenon going on and stuff. So that's real life. There's this real life character walking by right now. And it's too bad. If he would have come walking over to say hi, he's a hardcore street character, but his style of dress and everything he's a human Bigfoot of some sort. I'm just saying that, but he is a person of his own. Yeah, he's on them regular medical drugs or whatever, probably thing and stuff like that. He's not like a crackhead or something, but not that I have a problem with crackheads, you know. Anyways, let's say peace out.